Hi everyone, Alistair Kerr here for the High Performance Schools Toolbox series, helping you move beyond wellbeing and towards flourishing. In today's Toolbox, we're going to have a look at some really interesting questions around the different roles we play in teams. And that question is, if you're in a team, when is being helpful not so helpful? Stick around to find out the answer next. Is someone in your team a compulsive rescuer? If you had to take an honest look in the mirror, would that someone be you? Now, I might hear you saying at this point, what's wrong with being a rescuer? And the answer really is, it depends. You know, don't get me wrong. The world always needs people to come in and lend a helping hand or helpful ear. However, if it's done for the wrong motivation or done in the wrong way, the role of the rescuer can leave a really dark legacy. While rescuers might always seem like the hero, they can unwittingly turn from hero to villain very, very quickly. When we've got rescuers in our team, they can set up situations of dependency where everybody looks to them to solve the problems. They can set up situations of laziness and entitlement, again, as people look to the rescuer for all of the answers. And eventually this can turn to hostility and anger if the rescuer for any reason has to withdraw support later on. So why is it then that rescuers jump in and do for others rather than empowering them to do for themselves? Well, firstly, rescuers can sometimes be really afraid of being accused of not being caring. To counter this, they jump in and try to be as helpful as possible. The second reason is that rescuers sometimes feel that the effort of teaching is far greater than the effort of just jumping in and doing it themselves to fix the problem for the team, so they just jump in and fix it for themselves. And the third reason is that sometimes rescuers feel like that if they're not jumping in to help others, they won't be needed. So they're doing it to justify their own role within the team. Helping others and effective cooperation is a vital part of being a high-performance team. But what can we do to make sure that our helping behaviour doesn't become a hindrance? If you think that you might be risking becoming an unhelpful rescuer, there are a few questions that you can ask yourself. Does my self-esteem depend on whether other people find me helpful or useful? When helping, do I like to play the hero, or do I leave room for the other person to help solve the problem themselves? Am I a patient and effective teacher and listener, or do I get frustrated when I have to teach others how to do things? And lastly, do I believe more in the person's potential and future than their current situation and ability? And am I prepared to push the boundaries to help them grow? Your answers to these questions will help you figure out whether you're being truly helpful or whether you're setting up the dark legacy of a compulsive rescuer. Until next week, look out for your weekly e-pulse and stay well.